Okay, to get started with the DevOps or cloud, okay, as I said, Linux is the basics we need to learn. Okay, so we need to have understanding of Linux. Okay, so what is this Linux? Okay, so Linux is nothing but it's another platform. Okay, similar to your Windows operating system, it is a different another kind of operating system. Okay, so this is a Linux operating. Linux, as I said, Linux is an operating system. Okay. So what you can do means, so you can do whatever you did in Windows laptop. Okay, this is your Windows laptop. So here, without learning any Windows course, you are working on Windows laptop because everything is very easy to use. Okay, everything we are getting is some graphical interface. Okay, user interface we are having, and with the help of user interface, we are just clicking. So if you want to create a file, we are creating a file. If you want to create a directory, we are creating it. And copy files or delete files, everything we are doing it here, okay, on the Windows. Similarly, these are the things we should be able to do in the Linux as well. So in the Linux operating system also, we should be able to do this. So how to learn Linux? Okay, so either we can set up some virtual box. By installing a virtual box, we can set up some Linux platform in our Windows laptop only. There are several options. So one is through virtualization. I will show you this again. So already we have our Windows laptop, right? On top of it, we can install a Linux OS as well. Okay. So there is a concept of virtualization. So in virtualization, we can use VMware. So these are the software that provides to install another operating system on our Windows operating system. Okay. So either through VMware or VirtualBox. These are the two softwares. So another option is we can create our accounts in the cloud. Okay. Once we create our accounts in the cloud, AWS, Azure, we can create the servers. Okay. So to create, so any one of you created AWS accounts. So whoever have not created, right, send me your email IDs. Okay. In the chat box, I will send you the instructions. And whoever want to create on Azure as well, send me your email ID with the -Azure. Okay. I'll send you the document for Azure as well. And so we need to create cloud accounts. Okay. So either from AWS or Azure or any cloud, we can create the servers. Okay. So there is another option as well. Okay, so if we are not setting up this and we are not having any cloud accounts, so there are some online editors where you can learn Linux. Okay. So the terminal will just work in your browser. You can open that and work on it. Okay. So there is a platform called Katacoda, which we'll use later as well. Okay. So there is a platform called Katacoda. You can just go to your browser and type Katacoda. So there is a Ubuntu playground here. So to log into this account, either you should sign up with Google or GitHub account. Okay, since we do not have GitHub accounts, use your so this is going to provide an online terminal. Okay, so I'm just pasting this link in the chat. I'll note down here as well. So this is our playground, okay, to learn Linux. If you want to learn online without having your cloud account, okay, without having your virtual box, I can use the terminal. Okay, so I'll come to this. So these are the things we are going to learn first. Okay, so to get comfortable on the server. Okay, so in the cloud or DevOps, so where we are going to work is we are going to work on the server. Okay, okay. So and Linux commands. So again, I'm telling again, it's a different kind of operating system. Okay, which you can do same thing what you're doing in your Windows. Interact with the operating system using the commands. Okay, not through the graphical user interface. So we are going to interact with the commands. So we need to know all these commands. Okay, initially So it will be a new thing for everyone who are not familiar with the Linux operating system. As we go on, we can it will be easy for us. Okay, we can easily use these commands, and it is not any difficult thing as well. Okay, so today coming to this Linux. Okay, so these are the things to get started. Okay, so cloud. I'll show you again to create the accounts as well. Okay, if possible, try from your side. I'm going to send you the document, and I'll send you how to details how to create a server as well. If not, I'll show it again tomorrow. So there is another thing called virtualization. So what is this? So let's say in your laptop, like suppose you have some 8 GB RAM, okay, some 500 GB of storage. Okay, this virtualization will help us to create another operating system. So how we'll create is we'll use our existing resources. Okay, if you have 8 GB RAM, so I'm splitting it to 4 GB RAM and giving it for Linux operating system. And how much storage I want to give for Linux operating system, like 100 GB or 200 GB, we can give that space so that we can run both operating systems in our Windows. Okay, but Windows is going to be our host operating system, that whatever we are installing, right, that is going to be our guest operating system, because from the host machine we are taking the resources. Okay. So that is the another option. And if you have 4 GB RAM as well, we can do it. Okay, but the problem is it might become slow, because first of all 4 GB RAM means today we are having so many apps in your laptop. Okay, and again 2 GB you are giving to separately for Linux operating system. Okay, so you'll not be able to have sufficient resources when you have 4 GB RAM. Okay, so it's good to have 8 GB RAM. Okay, but I'm not telling it will not work with 4 GB RAM. It will work, but it will be a bit slow. That's it. Okay, so this is how we can create our Linux platforms. And once we create it, right, so we'll do the basic things what we can do in the Linux. So initially we'll learn how to deal with the files. Okay. So what are the operations we can do in files? Firstly, okay, so I can create a file in Windows as well. I can do create a file, copy. I can copy file as well from one location to another. I can rename the files as well. And next, we can delete a file as well. So these are all the things if you are doing from Windows Lab already. So I'm sure you might have done all these operations in your Windows operating system. If similarly I want to do it on my this operating system, okay, so here I have my Zoom recordings every day. Okay, let me go to any one of the recordings. Okay, so this is my Windows operating system. So here I want to create a file. Okay, so it's very easy, right? So how to create a file here? So I'm going to do a right click. Okay, clicking on new, and I can choose the file. Okay, so text document I want to create. So I'm going to give in some name. Okay, DevOps.txt. So I've easily created a file here, okay, in Windows laptop. So similarly, if I want to create a file in Linux, okay, so I can't create through the user interface. So I should know some commands. So using commands only, we should be able to create the file. Okay, so to create the file, so as I said, right, we can use this online editor. So I'm going to use this as well. So to create a file, we can use some command. Okay, so there is a command called touch. Okay, so using this touch command we can create the file. So what is this command? It's used to create a file. Okay, so what is the syntax? Touch and whatever file you want to create. Okay, so whatever file you want to create, you can use touch and that file name. Okay, suppose similarly I have given a file called devops.txt, right? So similarly, if I want to create a file, I can give like this, devops.txt. So what will happen is a file will be created now. So devops.txt file will be created. So let me go to the terminal again here. So what is the command? Touch. I told you it's the touch command. touch. And file name I will choose. I want to create a file. So first of all, I want to see any of the files are existing here or not. Okay. So here in Windows operating system, I created a file, devops.txt. But before that, there are some other things also here in my current directory. Okay. Some audio file is there. This is some recording session of one of the class. Okay. So this is a video actually. So it is of MP4 type. So in Windows, so in Linux, if you want to see what are the files or directories are existing in our current location. Okay. So there is a command called ls. So before files, I'll show you this ls command. It will list out okay, so ls is a command. Okay, basically the ls means list. So it is going to list out the files and directories that are present in current location. So in Windows laptop, right, if I want to see, so I don't use any command. Okay, I can go to any particular directory and I can just see without so I have given some, I just entered on that directory. Here I am able to see all the files that are present in the directory. I am not giving any extra commands. Okay, but in Linux, if you are going to a directory also, you will not be able to see. First you need to give a command. Let me come back here. So what is this? ls command. So there are two files here, long.txt, short.txt. Already some files were created. Okay, but let me create our files. Touch devops.txt. So if I want to check whether the file is created or not, so I'm going to use ls command. It's created, right? So it is showing here. There is a file called devops.txt. So these two files were earlier existing, which it had come whenever we had created this terminal. Now let me create one more file. cloud.txt. Okay. So similarly, another file will be created. Okay. There is a file cloud.txt and devops.txt. Okay. So we were seeing just about creating the files. So now, if I want to add any content in the file, just I created the file, but there is no content inside the file. So here in my Windows, as I shown, right? So what is the file I created earlier? devops.txt. So here, if I want to add content, okay, if I want to add any text into my file, so in Windows it's very easy, right? I can just open the file and say, okay, it's easy. I just opened the file, added the content, saved it, okay, just closed. So it's very easy here to add the content. Okay. So similarly, if I want to add any content in my Linux, the file which I created. Okay. So let me add same content in devops.txt. So to add any content or to modify any file, okay. So there is a command. So this is all about files we have seen, and now we'll see to add content in a file. So in devops.txt file we have created, and in this file I want to add some content because it's very empty and doesn't have any content. So to add a content in a file, we are going to use an editor. Okay, there is some editor. So using that editor, we are going to have some content. So what is that? VI editor. So there is a editor called VI editor. So we take help of this VI editor, okay, to add content inside the file. Okay, so this is the VI editor. So using VI command, we can add content to the particular file. So how to add is, I will show you the syntax. VI and the file name. Okay. So in whichever file you want to add content, right? So we are going to give vi devops.txt. When I give this, the file will be opened. Okay. Now I need to get inside that file. So let me do this. So first I'll show you some commands. When I use vi, what will happen is vi devops.txt. This file is opened. Okay. Now to add content inside that, firstly I need to give insert symbol, enter I. So this should be entered. Okay, this is the letter I should enter after getting inside I. When I enter this I key, what will happen is it lets me to insert the content. So if I say vi devops.txt, I can't create that. I mean, the file will be open, but I can't add the content. If I want to add the content, I need to enter I symbol in my keypad. Okay, now we are added the content. Let's say we have added something called, as I said, some welcome text. Let's say we have added this text, and I want to save this. Okay, to save this, I need to enter escape symbol first. Okay, firstly I need to enter escape symbol. So you need to enter the escape key on your laptop. Okay, after entering escape, then you need to enter shift plus colon at a time. Okay, you need to enter shift and colon at a time. This shift symbol you will not be able to see. It is going to only show you the colon. Okay. After that, you need to enter WQ exclamatory. So what this will do is, it is going to save your file and come out of the file. Okay. So these are the steps. I'll repeat anyways because is I mean, you won't get it for the first time. So first, what I'm doing is I'm creating a file. Okay, how I'm going to create a file? So using the touch command. Okay, so touch devops.txt. This file is created. Now inside this file, I want to add some content. How do I add this? So I'm going to use the vi command. So vi is an editor. Using vi command, we can add the content inside the file. Okay, so I'll go to vi and enter this devops.txt. So this file will be opened. Okay, now if I want to add content inside that file, okay, first thing, what is the thing? I need to enter I symbol. So this should be entered on your keypad. So this I symbol should be entered on your keyboard. Then only it lets to insert our command. If you are not entering the I symbol, it will not let you to insert any text. Okay. After that, suppose you added some text. Okay. You added some content inside the file. Now what you need to do is, the first step is to enter escape key. Again, this is on your keyboard. Okay, not there in the Linux. Okay. So after entering escape on your keyboard, then again you need to enter shift on your keyboard. Okay, and enter colon as well at a time. You should enter shift and colon at a time. Then the colon will appear. When your colon appears, you should give WQ exclamation. What is this command is doing is, it is going to save your file and exit the file. It will come out of the file. Okay, because we are going inside the file, right? Okay, now let me show this practically. Once I show practically, you will be able to observe carefully. So I have this devops.txt file is already there. Okay, so now I'll enter vi devops.txt. Okay, vi devops.txt. So it is taking me inside the file. Okay, so right now I'm in devops.txt file. So here in the down you can see I'm inside this devops.txt file. And when I enter anything, so it's not taking my input. Okay, so what should I do first to insert? So the first command to, if I want to add any syntax, what I should do? This one, enter I symbol. So I am going to hit I on my keyboard. Okay. Now let me check. So are you getting this insert now? I mean, it went to insert mode. Initially this was not in the insert mode. When I have given that letter I, it went to insert mode. So now I can add the text now inside this. If I want to add any text, I can add this. Welcome. Okay, welcome, have a great day. Now what I need to do, I need to save this. Okay. Escape. So what I told you, the first thing is you need to enter escape. So once I enter escape, the insert mode is gone. I have clicked escape from the insert mode. So what are my next commands to do? Shift colon WQ exclamatory. Okay. So shift means I'll not be able to see shift colon. Now next I need to give WQ exclamatory. So what this is doing is, whatever content I have added now, it is going to save that content and coming out of that file. Okay. So I came out of that editor. Now let me do ls. So I have the devops.txt, but this is not an empty file. I created some content and added that content inside that devops.txt. If file I have added some content. So if I want to read the file, okay. So in Linux, so in Windows, I have one file called devops.txt. Okay. If I want to see, I'll just do a click. Okay, I can see what is inside my file. I have this text. Hi, good morning, have a great day. But if you want to see the same thing in Linux, okay, how to see? So there is another command called cat. Okay. We have a command called cat. So we have now I want to see to view the contents of the file. You can call to view or to read. Okay, if you want to see any file's content, the command is cat, okay, and the file name. What is our file name? devops.txt. Okay. So now what is present inside this file, I am able to see now. Okay. Now let me go to my terminal. So what is the command to view? Cat and my file name DevOps. Okay, so I need not type full name again. So if there is a file name called DevOps, I need not enter full name. I'll just give the letter and enter tab. Okay, so it is going to take the complete file name. Okay, so now I'll enter. So I am able to see the content. There is another file. Okay, so I'm going to create one more file, tech deliver.txt. Okay, so now if I do ls, I'm getting devops.txt file and delivery.txt. Okay, so like he asked the question, right? So I said whenever I tell cat and the if enter so what I told is if you enter the first letter of the file name and enter tab, you are going to get the full name. Okay, so next, so it has found a common element called e. So there are two files now. Okay, deliver.txt, devops.txt. So it itself entered de. Okay, so again I'm entering tab. So it is telling I am unable to find. Okay, because with the de file name there are two files, devops.txt and a file only, and deliver.txt. Which one you want? It is asking us. I am not able to identify which one. Okay, so what is the next letter you want to go? I want to go for DevOps, right? So I'll give that letter now. So now it will see, okay, with the dev, you have only one file. So if you enter tab, it is going to give you the full text. So if I want to clear my screen, okay, I have entered so many commands. If I want to clear screen, so there is a command called clear. Okay, so to view or read the contents of the file, you have the command cat and the file name. Okay. Next, to clear the screen, terminal. So you can use the clear command. So we'll go back again. So we'll do ls. ls is nothing but it is going to list our files. Okay. So I have all these files, cloud.txt, deliver.txt and all. So now whatever I will do is, I will copy this cloud.devops.txt to another file. I want to take a backup. Okay, because this devops.txt is there, I want to take a backup of this file. So what will I do is, I'll use a command called cp to copy a file. So what is the command? Cp. So which file I want to copy? devops.txt. And this destination file, okay, I'm just creating here only. Okay, I do not have the destination file. What is I'm saying is DevOps backup. Okay, DevOps.txt. This file I'm going to copy this to another file called DevOps backup.txt. So in Windows, to copy a file, it's easy, right? So I can just click on my devops.txt and copy this. Okay. So where I want to go and in which directory I want to put, maybe what I'll do is, maybe I'll put it in the same directory. So I'll create one more file, new DevOps backup. I'll copy this content, whatever is there inside this content, and paste it here and save. So this is how we are copying in Windows. If I want to do the copy operation similarly in Linux, okay, so we need to use the cp command. Cp devops.txt. This is the source file name. So to which file we want to copy? DevOps backup. If I do ls, are you able to see this DevOps backup.txt? Means a file is created. This file was not present. Okay, earlier when I given this cp from devops.txt, you copy this content to another file called devops backup.txt. DevOps backup.txt file is not present here. But what is it doing is it is going to create the file as well. So two things are happening. Okay, you are when you are giving the cp devops.txt, this file is already have. Source file already have, destination file you are not having it, DevOps backup.txt. So the content of devops.txt is being copied to DevOps backup.txt. So this is how you can use copy command. And sometimes what you can do is you can copy the same content. Okay, cp devops.txt to which file you want to create. The cloud file is already existing here. Okay, so I can use the same file, cloud.txt. So anyways, the file is already present, right? So it's just going to copy the content. So whenever I say cp source command and destination command, source file and destination file, so it is going to check. First my source cp command will check, does this file present or not? Is this file present or not? If it is present, it is just going to copy the file. If this file is not present, firstly it is going to create. Okay. First it is going to create the file and then copying it to the file. Okay. So these are the two things that are happening. So that is about copy. So the command we use is cp command for copying files. So the next command we have is how to do a rename of a file. How to rename a file. So to rename a file, we are using another command called mv command. mv. Okay. So mv is a command used to rename files. Okay. There is a file called devops.txt. If I want to rename from devops.txt to DevOps course.txt. Okay. I want to rename from devops.txt to DevOps course.txt. So I'll go to my browser here, terminal. Okay. So what I'm doing here, once let me clear screen. So to clear screen, what is the command? Clear. Sorry. If you do clear, okay, that terminal is going to be cleared. Okay. So I wanted to rename files, right? First I'll see what are the files I do have. ls is going to give me the list of files. Okay, all the files that are present in my current location. Now I want to rename this devops.txt to devops course.txt. Okay. So mv devops.txt and the destination is DevOps course. DevOps post.txt. When I rename this file, DevOps.txt is going to be renamed as DevOps post.txt, which means I will no longer be able to see this file because it is renamed as DevOps post.txt. Okay, how do I see the files now? ls command. Okay, if I do ls, so what is that I am able to see now? DevOps post.txt. Okay, because this DevOps.txt file has been renamed to DevOps post.txt. So we have renamed the files. In Windows is very easier, right? Just to rename files. Okay, I am doing a right click and clicking on rename. Just making this DevOps course.txt. From DevOps to it is modified to DevOps. The files have been renamed. So similarly, if you want to do same thing here, you just use this mv command, which is used to rename files. So what all we have seen today? So firstly, we have seen how to get this Linux platform. There are several ways. Okay, so one is using virtualization, which I have not showed. Okay, don't want to make it complex on the day one, so I will keep it and come back to again. So the next step is we can create our cloud accounts. So we can launch our servers in our cloud, and that too we can launch Linux servers. So since this AWS or Azure, they are offering the cloud for free for 1 year. So we can use this Linux servers to learn Linux. So another, right now, if you want to immediately use it in your terminal, okay, so you can go to this path. So they are going to offer you kind of Linux kind of terminal. So you can make use of this. So not wait until to create a server to learn Linux or to create that virtualization. So we have this online platform. So you can learn it here without having anything. So the first thing we have seen is to create files. Okay. So ls is a command. It is going to list all files and directories in the current location. So next, how to create a file using the touch command. Touch file name. So this file will be created. And using this touch command, I can create multiple files. I have shown you only one way. So using if I want to create multiple files, so I can create multiple files like this. Okay. So I'll clear screen once. Clear ls. So I have how many files? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now let me use the touch command. File1.txt, file2.txt. Okay, all four files will be created in a single command. So how many files I know? I do have all these files. So additionally, I got file 1, file 3, file 2, file 3, file. And if you want to get more information about these files, when these files were created and all, okay, so you can use ls-l. So what this is going to tell you is, okay, this short long also I think have only created in the previous session, I believe. So now you are able to see the timing creation of this file. Okay, when these files were created. Okay, today we created. So currently there is a command called date also, which is going to give you the date and the time. But this is in the UTC time zone. Okay. So there is it's 3:52 according to that. Okay. And now you can see when this file was created at 3:44. Okay. And 3:37 deliver.txt. So all these commands we are just, it's 3:52. Just back 3:51, we created all these files, file 1 to file 4, with a single command. So all these files it is showing just created as the same command. So likewise, you can see the date when the files were created at what time. If you give it is going to give some lengthy information. -L means some lengthy information about the current files and directories. So after that, if you want to add any content inside the file, okay, so I can use vi command, vi edit. So vi and my file name. Okay. So I'm using cloud.txt. So if I enter tab, it is going to take a full name. So if the two files are matching, you should give the letter which separates the both files. Okay. So here we had DevOps and deliver, right? So if you give DE, it is getting confused whether to give L or VI cloud.txt. Here I can add one more content. So first to add, what I should do is I should add insert symbol. Okay, I have an insert symbol. That's why I'm able to give some context. Okay. Okay, learning Linux on day 1. So shift colon. Okay, first I have entered. I have given escape. Now I have giving shift colon W Q. So it should be small. Okay, this is going to save the content of the file and coming out of the file. So I need to give cat cloud.txt. So I have this content inside this particular. So again, if I want to add also, it's the same thing. Vi cloud.txt. So here I am inside my file. Here I will not be able to add any content. When I give I symbol, this will move to insert mode. If you observe clearly, I have entered E. Now it has modified to insert mode. Means I can add the content now. Okay. So now I've added the content. Okay. So if I want to see right now, still I'm in the insert mode. If I enter escape on my keyboard, so insert mode is going now. Okay. So now I'm going to use shift and colon. You're able to see colon, right? Now what is the thing? W, Q and exclamatory mark. This is going to save your file and exit the file. So if I want to see, again you can enter upper arrow mark. That is going to give all your previous commands. So there is up arrow, down arrow in your keyboard, right? So if you go ahead, enter up arrow, it's going to previous command. If you enter down arrow, the recent commands are going. Cat cloud.txt. So whatever content we added is also coming here. Files creation lab. So I'm stopping here. If you want to start, just get started with this. Okay. I'll send you the document as well today. Not only this, apart from this, other commands as well. So I'll send you this running notes and one PDF for Linux. So have both of those and try to use this platform if you are not having the account set. Okay, because still we can learn Linux.